my best friends. Some people say we have a problem, but every night I make a new best friend, and the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means.
What does that mean? I have no idea what that means. You say that every week. What's it mean, JPJ?
It means that it's time for another episode of Between Two Beards. And we got a big one tonight. We have a very WrestleMania week. The show, night one, and just 2 nights from now, we'll be watching WrestleMania. And we have a very special, big special guest.
Special guest on to talk about Survivor.
Is that what we're doing?
The only Ella J. Bring her on. WrestleMania week. Let's talk about Survivor. How's Survivor going, Ella?
It's been great. My Wednesday nights for most people are Dynamite nights. Wednesdays for me are Survivor. I don't want to give spoilers, but it was sad. Do you guys even watch it? Genuine question. No.
I watched the first season way back when, and then I no, I have not.
But Wednesday nights for me are Survivor nights when it's Survivor season. Unfortunately, somebody got pulled from injury last night, so that was sad. Actually, it's the second of the season already, and we're only like 5 weeks in. Already
second injury.
Yes, already 2 people have gotten pulled from the game, which is so sad. It's only been week 5.
It's like wrestling out there. Everybody get really careful. But no, we brought you in, Ella. We're glad to have you. Like JPJ said, it is WrestleMania week. We're going to dive full into that card. We got a bunch of people hopping in the chat. We got Lawrence, our lawyer, LLC himself. Ophelia's in the house. We got Lawrence again.
I was going to say, I think Ophelia watches Survivor because she said, so
yeah.
There you go.
Lawrence saying Ella fucking J. Legal counsel, you can talk like that. And Culp, Swags, the man, the greatest. It's opening day. The Cubbies won. Let's go. That's right. We're undefeated. On our way to 162-0.
You can't go 162-0 without going 1-0.
Ella, who's your team? I know you're a baseball fan.
Yankees.
Judge hit a homer. Did they win?
Yeah, repicked right up.
I've been immersed in wrestling this whole week. This week is just whole wrestling. Besides last night for Survivor. I didn't make time for that, but I'm going to need to catch up next week on stuff.
Aaron Judge did hit a home run in his first at bat as well. So it was like picking right up. My Red Sox sucked today. Anyway, all right. We're going to move on.
Before we dive into the card, I told JPG I was going to tell this story on air.
Oh, yes.
And I figured I'd lump you into this as well to see if you have any insights. So have either one of you ever been invited to a wrestling trivia night based on the merit that you're in the wrestling business?
Oh, not that I'm in the business.
I've been on here for Zach. I've been invited on another one, but I was working those nights, so I've been invited to 2 technically.
So I got invited Monday night to a wrestling trivia night by my father-in-law and his buddies because they're like, John, he knows wrestling. My shoot name is John. For those that don't know, he knows his wrestling. We'll win. So the pressure is on, just like. Because they're like, we're counting on you here. And of course, these questions are incredibly difficult.
Like Zach's questions?
Yeah, right? So like, I'm sitting there and I'm not doing well. Or I'm doing things like, one of the questions was, how many decisions were in the MJF Daniel Bryan match at Revolution?
It was 4-3.
Right, but I said that. I was like, it's 4-3. It's 4-3. Right. Then I was like, no, wait, it could have been that high. It's 3-2. Why do I think it's 3-2? So like I kept second guessing myself.
So were the questions really difficult, or did you?
Or am I just?
That's not an outlandish question. There's been some other questions. I think we were talking about it on Blowing Off Stream that Zach had asked like a movie question. I don't remember what the wrestler was. What, like, name the movie that this person was in or something, and nobody had any idea.
Yeah. there was some off the main event at WrestleMania 35. What were the 3 significant parts about it? And one of the significant parts was right. And the third one was that the WrestleMania was 2 days long because it started after midnight. And I was like, that's crap. So my problem was I was super overconfident with like the Roman Reigns questions. And I got them wrong by like 1 year or one this. And I was told I have
blew your load.
I blew it. Yep. So I blew it. But here's the catch. So I'm not doing well, but we're staying in the mix. I'm getting enough questions. They're getting enough questions. We got this dude with us. He's really good. Like he knew his shit. So like you could bet all your points at the end, right? So so we bet all our points at the question, and this dude what is CM Punk's no gimmicks tattoo? What wrestler does that represent? And he was like Chris Candido, and he like nailed it. We put all our points on it, and we won like by the skin of our teeth.
There you go.
So I ended up saving myself.
If you guys would have lost,
you
would have been the scapegoat if you lost.
You recovered.
They would have thrown you right under the bus.
Because they called in a ringer, and I'm not famous by any stretch, but a couple other buddies of mine were there and like, oh, so you finally made it out to one of these, huh? And I was like, yeah, I got called in by these guys over here, and I was terrible. So I was told I needed to tell that. That was my story. So I was curious if you guys have ever been put on the spot like that and had to perform under pressure.
Yeah, but the ones I've been to have been like live streams, so like there was even more pressure.
That's right, Ab guy. See, it makes me happy that I've never had to be a contestant on Quizplex because just how poorly I did with general wrestling trivia.
I was on Quizplex first. That's how I kind of ended up here, and I finished second. And the reason why I finished second, all the wrestling questions, I nailed them. But the whole second round was about music in wrestling. And the questions were like, whatever did, and I'm just like, I didn't know. And I lost.
I think the worst one for me was they asked what WrestleMania did Roman Reigns debut? And I was like, 2012. I was at the 2011 Survivor Series. I was there.
So it had 2013.
But it was right. And then somebody, my buddy goes, how did you get the year of the show you were at wrong? Yeah. And I said, I used to drink a lot.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a good time. Oh, here we go. Don't worry. It's true. Lawrence is a Quizplex champ, and he is also our legal counsel.
I'm a viewership. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my trivia malfunctions.
No, but that was a good story, though. I haven't done trivia in forever, let alone wrestling trivia. It's been a while.
I suck at it.
So this guy, I think his name was George. Had he not shown up like early?
Yeah, they would never invite you back. They would have never invited you back.
And then, of course, on top of it, the worst part is my father-in-law invites me, so he vouches for me with his buddies, and it's already bad enough that I married his daughter, right?
And now he knows that you're full of shit.
Now he knows. They were like, how do you talk this stuff every week and not know these answers? And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm retiring if we lose this thing.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, all right. You ask Zach Hab guy to make that happen. You tweet Smartmouth right now. Tell him to make it happen. We'll do that for sure.
Yeah, why not? We're the lead-in. We'll just stay on. We'll just stay on and take a part of it.
We're not here to talk about my inability to do
Let's
trivia.
do it.
We're here to talk about more Survivor.
I'm fine with that. I don't get to do that like ever. I've only gotten to do that on one podcast. It's been all wrestling otherwise.
Have you thought about doing it?
I have, and I've been offered because my friend writes one of the bigger like Survivor sites, but I just don't have time. Like I wish I did.
A Survivor gal podcast.
Yeah, I wish if I had time, I would absolutely do that. But
that'd be fun. But we are here. We're going to be talking about WrestleMania, the 2-night extravaganza, which is just 48 hours away, Saturday night, night one. Before we dive in, they did release the card lineups for both days earlier today. Did they do that on ESPN?
Yes.
Is that yes, right? So they did that on ESPN. So we do have the nights spread out, which we'll dive in night by night. But it's been a while since you've been on here, Ella. So heading into Mania season, what are the one or two stories that are obviously the Bloodline story has been the central thing in WWE forever, and it's been are you with everybody? It's been amazing. It's been pretty good. So what are some if that's one of them, cool. But what are some one or two stories that you've been really digging and that you're like super excited to see
Well,
Mania.
even before Cody got here, anybody who knows me knows that like I am not the biggest Roman Reigns fan at all. Great person. I'll preface that. But I have been over this reign since it started. And like for me, you know, everybody just kept losing and losing. And I was just like, Cody, just waiting for Cody to come back at Rumble. I was waiting months for that. That was supposed to happen last year, but Cody got injured. Then Randy got injured. Then Brock stepped in. Brock lost. You know the whole story. So I am ready for Cody Rhodes to finish this story and hear #and new. I'm so ready for that.
What if it does not happen?
Well,
what will be your reaction?
No, I refuse. I
Okay.
refuse. The only way that they will have Cody lose is if they want to be petty and let Roman get to 1,000 days. That's the only reason. That's literally it.
Yeah, I think that
still 2 months away, but
yeah, I do think that would be the only reason. I can't see another one. Why they
I
Cody-
will lose my shit if Cody loses.
We will need an instant live reaction.
I was gonna say we'll need like a
instant.
I have to
instant
live
check-in.
tweet, I have to live tweet both nights, so I might put that part on my personal Twitter though. Have a tantrum or something.
Yeah,
I don't have
yeah.
that often, but I'm just prepared to have the and new. I'm just ready for it.
Yeah.
Story wise though, I feel like the best story has to be Dominic and Ray. Just leading up to that, like everybody was waiting for Ray to finally hit Dominic. Even at the house shows, he would like refuse to do the 619 on Dominic.
Yeah.
It was so well built, and then when Ray finally clocked him, the pop for that was just
I leapt out of my seat. I was
phenomenal.
like, "Oh shit, it's on!"
So
welcome in,
and I-
yeah.
tag team.
Yeah,
champions.
Tim popping in. I low key loved how Dominic was doing like just all this shit
Yeah.
to Ray for so long.
Yeah.
Like hit me, do this, whatever. And then it was when he told his mom to shut up that Ray was like, "No, bro, you're
It
not
made
talking.
sense.
You're not talking to your mom like that, bro." Like that's it.
I was worried that the catalyst for Ray accepting was going to be at the Hall of Fame. I was like, they are going to use this as the catalyst, the leverage to finally convince Ray to snap on Dominic. So I'm glad that they didn't. I'm sure Dominic's still going to have still going to interrupt it somehow, but it's not going to be to the magnitude of like hitting him and finally convincing him to. So I'm glad this match is finalized before the Hall of Fame. Give Ray an actual moment to accept his Hall of Fame induction. Right. And then they'll probably have a little moment, whether it's on the red carpet or during the actual thing. But that's been the best. That's been the best story going into Mania, period.
Yeah. Is the Hall of Fame is after SmackDown.
After SmackDown on Friday. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I always when they moved to Fridays, I was like, how does that work? Mania weekend, but before we dive too deep into the card, because I know that it's WrestleMania weekend as a whole, are you excited about any other like shows or like do you have your eye on something else other than just Mania?
Multiverse United is tonight at 11. I work early tomorrow morning, so I'm not staying up till 2 a.m. to watch it Eastern Standard Time. I'll have to watch the majority of it tomorrow, but I'm super excited for that. I'll be doing a recap show on it on Saturday, so that's gonna be fun. I'm sad that they had like multiple injuries. Will Ospreay's shoulder got messed up. Obviously, Josh Alexander went down. Mickey James can't compete, so they've had to scramble last minute. Yeah. But I think the card is still going to be a really fun card, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks really, really good.
That's probably going to be me this weekend. Is like I might not catch everything live because
absolutely not.
No,
but I definitely am going to find out.
Yeah,
and watch what I can catch because I just it's hectic.
Yeah, I think what Bloodsport already happened earlier today. That was like Speedball and Kota Ibushi was supposed to. Yeah, so that's definitely
Waller and Gargano will be fun.
NXT.
NXT Saturday afternoon at 1. But all right, so I mean, we were already started talking about Ray and Dom, and that is on night 1. So I guess we could probably just continue. So there are some, obviously, a lot of us, and I don't know, were caught by surprise that Ray ended up being. Going into the Hall of Fame this year. I think that kind of caught everyone by surprise a little bit. And then obviously there's been the long time where everyone's like, oh, Ray's last match will be against Dom. He wants to fight Dom at Mania and stuff like that. Do you think that this is Ray's last match? Or do you think that this will go a little bit longer past just the one match at Mania.
Who do you want to go first?
You are the
You're
guest.
the
Why
star.
don't you
You're
do
the
it?
star.
I don't think this is it for Ray. I mean, next month you have Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico. You know, like they could do something there. I know Charlotte's been talking about wanting like a 3 versus 3 mixed tag match with her, Bad Bunny, and Ray against the Judgment Day. That could easily work into something. Bad Bunny has been working with like tag partners mostly, so I think that would be a fun match. I don't think Ray is done just yet. You know, he's still going strong, still athletic as can be. I think he'll wrap it up when he's ready. I think he'll go a little bit longer. I don't think he's done after Mania. But however, I do absolutely think Dominic is going over here in winning with the help of Damian Priest. I don't think Dominic pins his father cleanly. He's going to get some help from Damian Priest, in my eyes, anyway.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards that with you. Tim in the chat, though, thinks that Ray wins.
I'll be fine with that.
How do you
but-
come back from like, I guess in any iteration of life, I know we joke like Dom's an adult, so this isn't like child abuse.
Yeah,
like,
he's my age. Yeah,
he's an adult. He's a full-grown man. But I don't like you're Rey Mysterio. Like, how do you come back just storyline-wise from fighting your son at Mania? But you're right. I think there's still something left in the tank for him, and it would just be a weird like, I fought my son at Mania. I'm done. Like no
yeah,
real
but
like.
also like the story is not. If the way I'm seeing is if Damian Priest or Judgment Day helps Dominic win, that's not really closure to the story. Ray's
Right.
like, you need somebody else to beat me. Like, come on, son, fight me like a man. You know.
Oh, and 100%, there's going to be some shenanigans.
Yeah, I think this is only just the beginning. I think Mania is not. Where it's going to be far from over between these two.
Yeah. Tim saying you can't have him treat his mama like that and then win. So that's.
I was gonna say earlier too, like growing up as a a teenage person who thinks that their shit didn't stink. You'd have spats with your dad. Like you could say pretty much whatever you wanted to. You're my dad, but the second you like got snippy with mom, he was like shutting that down, son.
Over. Game
Plug
over
up,
real
go to
quick.
bed.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Teenage Pluggo was a scene. That's a whole nother topic for a whole. We would need a very long form podcast to go over the teenage years of full Pluggo here. It's wild stuff.
So Ella Pluggo, where are you lying? Ella said that she thinks Dom's going to go over here. I think Dom is going to go over as well.
You know I'm taking Dom. I love Dom. Dom needs to drag Ray for not giving her Mercedes.
It's true. Not even an M class either. What a jerk. What a jerk. Yeah, so I think.
Wait a minute. Not the taking his son behind the woodshed. Not that.
Tim coming. I was gonna say Tim coming in hot.
He says only one, but which one is it? Is it Rhea?
I think he's Rhea.
He's talking about Rhea.
Yeah, he has to be talking about Rhea.
Did you see what they did today or yesterday? They were on because Rhea's got a TikTok now. Yeah. So they spray painted like loser on Charlotte Flair's picture across like whatever they were at, some restaurant or some building had a mural of WrestleMania and she like spray painted all over it and was talking trash. It was awesome.
I mean, that's great. That's great stuff.
It really is.
I love that kind of stuff. That gets me excited, like that little off the stage kind of action. But Mark now saying it better be Rhea.
It will be Rhea. I'm pretty confident. Yes, I'm pretty confident it should be, and it will be Rhea. But we do know what the opening match of WrestleMania weekend will be, and that will be for the United States Championship, and it will be John Cena. First time in a while seeing him wrestling in the ring, and he will be taking on Austin Theory. I happened to be in the building when John Cena cut that promo on Austin Theory. So I would like your opinion on that, Ella, because obviously we talked about it the week it happened. I would like your opinion on that promo because he destroyed Austin Theory in that promo.
Basically, he freaking destroyed him. It was like a different Cena before, like Savage Cena that we don't see a lot. We've seen him tease it, but for most of the time he's been like squeaky clean Cena. So we kind of elevated him and absolutely obliterated Austin Theory, which was lovely to see. Not this
Yeah.
So the only way that John Cena wins is if he drops that title 2 days later on Raw. Like we've seen the IC title, people win it and then lose it the next day on Raw. The only way Cena walks out as champ is if he drops it on Raw and loses to like a Jay White or something.
That'd be nice.
So, but I don't want Theory to win personally, but Theory is going to win unless Cena's just there, wins it, has an open challenge on Monday, and then he can go back to filming. That frees everything up. I can see them doing that, but I think that's just a lot. That's just a lot to do.
Yeah. I mean, that would be
Theory's
cool.
winning.
Yeah,
It would, but
I would love a Switchblade Jay White debut winning the U.S. title from John Cena on the. But my thing is, and I agree, I would like Cena to win this match. I really would. However, with the way that promo went down and everything that happened, if Cena, and I get the promo was John Cena telling Theory, like, hey, whether you win or lose, you're screwed, right? Like, that was the promo.
Which I still don't understand.
If Austin Theory does lose, though, that's it. That's the end of Austin Theory, right? Like, where do you go from there after?
Not really. I mean, it's not like he's losing to somebody who's like beneath him. He'd be losing to John Cena, is what it is, who's one of the greats, you know. I think that Theory is going to go over. But I can see, because we've seen so many titles won at Mania and then dropped the next night at Raw. So that I guess would make Cena a transitional champ for somebody that's maybe debuting
calling up,
on Raw, like an
debuting,
open
calling
challenge
up or something like that.
If Cena wins, he's holding an open challenge on Monday. Like, that's just happening. It's not going to be Theory right away.
No, I agree.
I think if Theory does lose, he's going to take some time away to get his shit back together and then come back and kind of rise from the ashes. But I think Theory's going to go over here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Pluggo, what are you thinking? Where are you lying with the U.S. title match?
Well, where I was at is, if Theory does lose, then all this work that we talked about this with Josh a couple weeks ago, all this work, the Thugonomics, I've got the Thugonomics Cena right up here somewhere.
It's in one of these boxes, but I have the my only Funko Pop
it's up there.
Yeah, the only Funko Pop I own, I got at WrestleMania 35 in New York, and it's the clear "You Can't See Me" John Cena.
That's
Funko
dope.
Pop. It's in one of these boxes, but yeah.
But like I said, like all the work that Triple H kind of did to rebuild Theory into this image and put this, it would feel like sudden to just have him lose to, like, why put him in the match with Cena at all? Like, losing to one of the greats is not any slight, but then you'd have to rebuild him a little bit. And again, I don't know how he comes back from that, but again, I just don't see Cena. I don't know. I just don't see Cena showing up Monday and unless you have Jay White,
unless you have something big,
or Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Braun Breaker, Carmelo
Hayes. You have
Hayes,
to have
Jay
that.
White,
no offense to Chad Gable and LA Knight and things like that, but they can't come out and be the ones to do that. It has to be somebody huge. So my gut's saying I think Theory gets it done, but I mean, do you want to start WrestleMania weekend off with an Austin Theory win? Well,
I mean, Tim said earlier in the chat, he said the last 4 Manias have started with a heel victory. The last 4.
How does he know that?
Because
that's impressive.
He's got all the facts. I did not fact check.
You have to have the heels win sometime, Plug.
Yeah. And like usually, I mean, I know Roman has dominated the last couple Manias, but usually WrestleMania is the crowd goes home happy. They like that's usually the crowning moment. You know what I mean?
I was not happy last year. Granted,
no.
I actually didn't go. I was at Mania. I didn't attend night 2. I only attended night 1, actually. So technically, I didn't see Roman and Brock. So
there you go. Never happened.
Yeah. As far as Ella's concerned, we haven't had a champion for 2.5 years or whatever. Yeah. So I guess Theory. I'm gonna go Theory just because I don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, I think
I don't love it. I don't love it because but I still don't understand how, if Theory loses, he loses everything. If he beats John Cena, he could show up on Monday night and brag.
Theory's already lost everything. Like after that cash in, he already lost everything, and he bounced back right away.
Yeah.
So
And
like
then
at this
he's
point, he
doing-
really doesn't have any. Well, I mean, he has his title to lose, but he really doesn't have that much to lose at this point.
Cena, that crazy guy, getting
John-
crazier in his old age. Anyway,
John Cena, man. John Cena.
John
I
Cena.
will not accept the John Cena slander. How
No,
dare
I love
you.
John Cena. I love
Not,
John
not
Cena.
you, Pluggo.
I need season 2 of Peacemaker whenever he's ready. I
Yeah.
could use season 2 of Peacemaker.
I have to. I have to
Um,
listen to Ella all the time.
Not all the time.
All right. On night 1, we have the WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way tag matches on both nights. But night 1 is the Gentlemen, and that is Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. Obviously, these were put together over the last couple weeks. I think this is kind of like, hey, you guys have deserve a spot on WrestleMania, so we're going to do this. I would like, and I don't know if they have announced, it would be nice if like maybe the winning team became #1 contenders for the tag titles or something like
That's
that.
how
Throw
I
some
think it
stakes
will
in
be.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would add just like a little bit of, hey, this match matters a little bit more now, just outside of like just seeing these guys have a good match. You know what I mean? Yeah. So of those 4 teams, I guess, Plug, I'll let you lead this one, and then we'll go to Ella after.
The most favorite thing I've seen all week so far leading up to WrestleMania is that this will be the first WrestleMania where a father and son wrestle, and we're just so happy for Ricochet and Braun Strowman.
I actually agree with Zach. I actually don't mind that pairing of Ricochet and Braun either.
They've been
working well
they've been
together.
working. Like, I think we all were like, oh, they're just gonna throw this together. This will last a couple times. It's been working. So
Mhm.
I could see them winning and moving. If you wanted to put them into the feud with whoever wins the tag titles, what we got here?
Tim saying KO and Sammy are going to need a good heel team after Mania, and the Viking Raiders are
that works too. I mean, this is one of those I don't think you could go wrong. I think the Alpha Academy is going to implode here. I think that's where you're going. So I think they're going to be a
Otis is on to
non-factor.
bigger and bigger things.
Yeah,
bigger and better
Otis,
things, huh?
my spirit animal.
Oh my God,
I love that. I love
sexy
that
motherfucker.
segment.
Otis.
But if I had to pick, I guess I'll go with Braun and Ricochet just because I don't know. I'm trying to be different. I don't know. These matches. This is where I get weird. Like, is this a WrestleMania worthy match?
I think the people in the match and on the ladies' side as well, which we'll talk about when we go to night 2.
They're all
I
talented.
think they deserve. I think they've earned. You know, they're on TV every week, all 4 of these teams. Same with, you know, like I feel like this is what that is. They're like, hey, you guys are like regular. Yeah, you're on the show regularly. You deserve a match at Mania, so let's make it happen. You know what I mean? Type of thing. So, what are you thinking, Ella? What are you thinking about this?
So I'm trying to envision right now who else is on this card, this night 1, because how my other picks
I got it
are
queued
gonna.
up.
Okay, who else is on?
So
this
we have.
card?
All right. So after this match, we have Seth freaking Rollins and Logan Paul. We have the 6-woman match with Trish, Lita, and Becky versus Damage Control. We have Usos and KO, Usos versus KO and Sammy, and we have Charlotte and Rhea.
Okay, so if how my brain is working, then I only have one face group winning these matches, and that's KO and Sammy.
It's going to be a night for the baby faces on night 2.
You know, 24 hours ago, I was like confident in the Profits. That would help break that up, though. If how I'm seeing the rest of these matches go, it would make it like for the Profits to win, to have the red solo cups flying down. That would be great. But like you said, if this match is an official #1 contenders match, it's going to be the Viking Raiders. However, if it's not a contenders match, then I say the Profits.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. If you want it to be a #1 contender, you want KO and Sammy to have a heel team to go against. And plus, the Viking Raiders just got pinned on Raw. So normally they have the people losing up until Mania who are actually going to win. So if it's a contenders match, Viking Raiders. If it's not, break it up and have another have a face victor.
Yeah.
In the Profits. So
that'll probably go on second, right? That'll go on right after Theory May. So you'd have nobody, no pop. You have no excitement over the first two matches if it's all heels.
Hey, we got Darren Mason popping in here
Darren
saying happy
Mason in the
WrestleMania
house.
week. Good to see you, friend. Thanks for hopping in the chat.
You're multiple-time Quizplex viewers champion.
That is
Darren
true.
Mason.
That is that is
my
true.
brain thinking right? Yeah. So right now, the only face that I have winning on night one is KO and Sammy.
That's all you need.
Maybe
I only have two.
I should stick with my original gut and just go with the Profits because I want to see them win. I'm going to stick with my guts and go with the Profits to at least have some crowd cheerings that night.
We are doing predictions. We're just talking through the matches and telling who we think will win. I actually was leaning with the Street Profits because I don't know if they're going to make it a number one contenderships on both of these. And the way that they're calling them showcase matches, if it's a showcase, that's just, hey, you're going to have a match, like show ball out to the crowd.
Division.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And if it's just going to be a showcase of all four of those teams, the Street Profits are the team that stick out the most to me. Like, they are the biggest team in the match. And I am digging Ricochet and I am digging Braun Strowman. I'm digging that pairing. I could see them potentially winning too, but I think the Street Profits.
The crowd loves the Profits.
Yes.
And I love dancing. I love singing their song. And it would be a nice break for how my brain is going for the majority of these matches. So.
Yeah. Bebe, thanks for popping in. It has been a long time. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We got Darren Mason saying, I don't know why, but I do see either the Street Profits or Alpha Academy.
I think Academy could be fun, and then it could even put more tension between Gable and Ortiz.
I think they're gonna have some more attention. I would be shocked if Maxine Dupree didn't have any involvement in this and kind of tried to sway Ortiz.
I would like. I know this is sound crazy. I would like Ortiz to show up late to the match. Like he was at a photo shoot. Gable's like, what the hell,
just
man?
Doing a bunch of Germans to everybody, and then he tries to go for the tag, and Otis isn't there. Yeah.
He shows up, and he just struts out late.
Yeah.
He's just checking his hands and things.
It's going to be so fun, though. I can't wait to see Montez and Ricochet do some banger shit. Like,
and that's
it's going to be so good.
Yeah, and that's what Tim just said. He said Profits are going to look great. Ford and Ricochet are going to do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
However, the Raiders get the pin. That's where he's going. And Darren Mason saying it's Ortiz. Speaking, the frog splash that Montez Ford hit on Monday night.
Oh my God.
Was
mid-air.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And just that match was fun as hell anyway. But that, God, man, that he is so good. And so is Dawkins. They're both tremendous. But that frog splash was incredible. Just rotates in midair. Like that's something that normal people
midair.
Do. Yeah. Was that my accent? Was that the Boston accent
coming out?
All right.
Midair.
Midair. All right, yeah. So I like. Wait, Plugger, did you say who you think's gonna? You said
I picked Ricochet.
That's right.
But then when you guys are talking about how it might not be a number one contenders and it might be a showcase, just a showcase, then I think you would go Profits. But if they decide to make it a contenders match, I think Ricochet and Braun have earned a shot at the titles.
All right, I like it. Tim saying, should we take a moment of silence for Ali's poor head after those bombs? Yeah, incredible. All right, let's do the 6-woman tag. I think this one, there could be some chicanery and fun stuff at the end of this one. So we have Damage Control, which obviously consists of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky going up against the women's tag team champions, who are Becky Lynch and Lita, and they are joined by fellow Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. So you got a couple legends coming back. Obviously, Lita has been back for a little bit now. They both have, but Lita's the tag champs with Becky. I wouldn't have minded Becky and Bayley doing the one-on-one thing at Mania, like just carrying that out, but this is very cool. I'm excited to see Trish back. I actually think Trish is going to have something to do with the end of this match. I know that's things people have been talking about and stuff like that, but we'll start back with Ella. How do you think the build has been so far? I feel like of all the women's matches, this has been the one that's kind of gotten the best build, even more than the ones that have been for the titles, which is, kind of crazy a little bit. But how have you felt about this story? And then let us know what you're thinking about the match and who you think is going
Obviously,
to win.
the tensions have been brewing between Becky and Damage Control for a while, so it's one of those stories that was kind of built in just naturally heading into Mania season. So it makes sense, like, why Becky would bring in some backup in the form of Trish Stratus and Lita. The story there it's been pretty good. I do see, though, especially, I don't know when Trish is going to turn heel. It could be at Mania. It could affect the outcome. I think regardless, Damage Control is going to win. The thing that complicates this, though, if I see Damage Control winning here, I don't see them winning in the rematch for the tag titles, is the thing. And then if Becky and Lita are still champs, and we assume that the women's WrestleMania Showcase is a #1 contendership match, it puts you in a hole where you have to book somebody to win that I don't want to win. So it complicates things, but regardless, I think Damage Control is going to get the win here. Whether or not it's the help with Trish Stratus or not, I don't know, but I think they need to get them at least on somewhat of a track, give them some traction to regain back. Becky or Bayley just lost against Rhea. Dakota and Io just lost the tag titles. Let them have this one moment, because they're not going to win the rematch for the tag titles, whenever that may be. At least let them get this one win, so they're not completely shit on.
That's fair.
Isn't that crazy? Like when Damage Control came back, when they all came in at that SummerSlam, we were all
excited.
pumped
That was
and
so
excited.
amazing.
And now, if you keep thinking about it, like you're like, they lose all the time.
I know they started off strong. Bayley freaking pinned Bianca.
Yep.
She was the first person to do that in forever. Dakota and Io on the tag titles. Their steam is just worn off. But again, it's also partly at the expense of like 2 Hall of Famers and Becky, which
so if they lose
sense,
at Mania, are they done? Would you just?
I think so. I think so, which is why they need to win, to at least give them at least a little bit of hope going into this rematch for the tag titles, which they're not going to win. But
so if we lean into the Trish side of it, because I happen to think that at the Saudi show it's going to be Becky and Trish 1-on-1. That's a big match.
She's rumored to be here through SummerSlam, though.
Oh, really? Is that true? I did not know that. I did not know she was rumored to be here that long.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Never mind. That changes my opinion then.
You can still do Becky and Trish at SummerSlam.
You could, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but SummerSlam gives you time. You know what I mean? So it could be one of those things where, even though I agree with both of you, I don't think Damage Control can really take another loss. Maybe it is they do lose, the Legends and Becky get their victory, and then when they have the tag match, maybe Trish turns then, so Damage Control can get the titles back, and then you can kind of...
I like that scenario, because then that would justify my winner for the Women's WrestleMania Showcase.
Well, they screwed themselves by putting the titles on Becky and Lita, because then you have to run the risk of your tag champs taking a loss on WrestleMania stage, and then it's just...
But you didn't win the titles, is the thing.
Right, but you still be losing. Champs losing is never good.
That's true. But
if I had to pick, I'm gonna lean Damage Control, because I just don't see how you bounce back from it.
Yeah,
and they may win in a sneaky way. Maybe some chicanery happens. Maybe Trish accidentally, something, they bump. Becky accidentally hits Trish. Yada yada yada. Something happens that's not meant to be, and then they end up spinning that off into a feud down the road. Then maybe you got Lita involved, where you got Lita's questioning her like allegiances, or you're the tag champs with Beck, but Trish is like your oldest friend, so like who do you? That could be fun. I could see.
Yeah.
I'll go Damage Control. I love this one. I'm locking it in.
All right, I'm gonna go the other way.
You're gonna do the wrap.
I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say that Trish, Lita, and Becky win, and then I'm gonna go with my story that I made, that Trish will turn and cost them the tag titles later on.
I like that. I'm just gonna delay Trish turning till after I'm gonna have Damage Control win, then Trish can turn and all
That's
that
fair.
can unfold.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
okay
fair.
with
The
that.
real JPJ has spoken.
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair. I just, it's the first, Trish hasn't been back in a while.
Yeah.
But a loss then could be the catalyst to her turning if she's pissed that she comes back and they lose, and
Or
a lot of things can happen.
Like Pluggo said, they could have an inadvertent Becky clocks Trish or something.
Yeah.
I just think Damage Control needs the win here.
I agree.
Unless the plan is to break them up, then they don't need it. But if they need to win here, they need to.
Hey, Tim, are we tag team partners for Mania too? Tim and I are in a prediction league together, and we are tag team partners for this round. And we did our NXT predictions today. I was wondering. Okay, great. So we're gonna have to fight a little bit in the chat on our private chat about some of these things.
I'm not going to dive too much into NXT, but who do you have winning between Breakker and Carmella in your predictions?
I have
Carmelo.
I think it's time we see what Breakker can do without the title for a little bit, because he came in for a few months only and then was given I agree with Hayes too. I think we need to see what Breakker can do without a championship. He's had time to grow with the title, but he needs to prove himself that he doesn't need a title to kind of stay relevant in the minds of people. Yeah. So I'm going to say Carmelo Hayes, and because I want to see Breakker challenge himself.
Yeah. Do you think if the John Cena thing does happen, and Breakker loses, I could potentially see Breakker being somebody that would challenge Cena if he did the open challenge.
And then wins the U.S. title.
And then John goes away, and then you got the new
crazier things have happened.
Exactly. But I'm leaning Carmelo too. I think it's time. I think it's time for Carmelo to. I personally think Carmelo could already be on the main roster and just be more than fine. You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so yet. Like I said, we haven't seen what he can do without a title. I fear that he would not be able to stay afloat on the main roster.
That's fair.
Because he still is fairly new,
Yeah.
So I don't have faith in it yet. But again, people have been pushed to the main roster who I didn't think were ready and have done great. Some people have sunk. So I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Let's talk Seth freaking Rollins and Logan Paul. I've actually thought the story has been pretty good here. Logan Paul, personal feelings aside on my end, he's really, really good at this. Really, really good at this. It's just been really, really. He knows he's got that look. You just want to punch him in the face, and he's cocky, but he's good, and we've seen him be good. Granted, it's only been 3 or 4 matches, but he can back it up, and he knows he can, and it's just that's perfect level of cocky heel. That's just it just works perfectly for him. I feel you saying trash human, good wrestler. Pluggo, I'll let you go first there with this one. Who you thinking? I mean,
this is tough.
It's a tough one for me. This is a
tough one because I think you need to give Logan Paul, if you want to keep down this trajectory he's on, he needs a big win. And doing that against Seth Rollins at
his
Mania
contract is technically up after Mania.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Because but on the flip side, Seth Rollins has been taking some L's in these.
I was going to say Seth Rollins has been losing a lot.
And do I really want for the rest of eternity, for the rest of Seth Rollins' career, every feud he sends somebody to go, you lost to a YouTube star? Because that'll be the knock on Seth Rollins. Granted, I think he could bounce back from it, but I think at the end of the day, if you want to keep Logan Paul happy, regardless of contract status, and you want him to come back, yada, 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 because I think they know it's working. It seems to be working. He's a natural at this. I think you give it to Logan Paul.
Well, Ella,
he's really fucking good at this.
He's good. He's good.
I know.
He's
I
very
didn't
good.
want him to be. I was like, this is going to be another one of these celebrities.
This is
Bad
gonna be a
Bunny
good
has
match.
put it on the map, dude.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny's like, you're going to come in, you better step your game up.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good match. And I get people's concerns of, this would be the 4th Mania in a row that Rollins has lost. To be fair, Sasha Banks was 0-5 at WrestleMania until she got her first win last year, or she was 0-4 at Mania or something. She was 0 something. She just got her first win last year, but even though she had lost all of her WrestleMania, she was still a top star, still one of the biggest money makers in the business.
Sorry. She
Pluggo.
gets mad at me if I don't stop the show.
Okay.
Like, hey, honey, hi.
Smart man. You're a smart
Love you.
man.
Love you. Everybody say hi to Mr. Pluggo in the chat. She's the best. All right. Sorry, y'all.
But I was just basically saying Seth Rollins is in that same realm. Regardless if he wins or not, the people are singing his song. They're still going to be invested in him. I don't think it's, it would be a point of, oh, you lost to Logan Paul, you know, but I don't think that that's really going to fracture his legacy at all. I believe Paul is going to get the win here at Mania, but since it is his birthday, I do think they're going to appease the crowd and have Seth smash Paul's face into a cake via a stomp.
All right.
I think Paul's going to win, but the crowd is still going to be appeased at the end. They're still going to sing his song, whether it be a cake to the face via just throw it at him or via a stomp. I think we're still going to hear Seth's music at the very end in some form or fashion.
I have been
he didn't lose to a celebrity, that's true. But
I have been saying for weeks that the matches Logan Paul has had with lesser caliber wrestlers than Seth Rollins have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he does with the guy like Seth Rollins. It could steal the night. I think we could be looking back going, that match absolutely ruled.
I think this is going to be a top 3 match.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I think this match could be the best, has potential to be the best match of the weekend.
I think it's going to be a top 3.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be 2 other matches that are going to be a bit better.
Yeah.
But for me, this would be the third, I think. These 2 are really athletic. It's going to be high energy. It's going to be a lot of fun. I get the celebrity part, but you know, man, I don't like him as a human, but Logan Paul is undeniable to me in the ring.
It's very true. And it's like, I was going to say, like, yes, he is a celebrity, a YouTube celebrity, but like, and I know Ella's not the biggest Roman fan, but he had a match of the year candidate last year.
Yeah.
You know, like, so like, he is a celebrity, yes, but like, he's clearly built for this type of like, he can do this, you know what I mean? So
as far as Ella's concerned, Logan Paul wrestled himself at that Saudi show.
All right, we are down to the last 2 matches of night 1 of WrestleMania, and we have the tag team, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. Probably it's the best story they've been telling going into Mania. It is the Usos defending their championships against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and the Bloodline story has dominated WWE television for the last better part of a year. It's been compelling. It's been excellent. Twists and turns. You didn't know who was siding with who. It's been wonderful stuff. You know, I think a lot of us are expecting KO and Sami to finish their story here, finishes Sammy's story in particular here. Ella, I'll let you kind of lead this one for us. Is that what you're expecting? You're just expecting, I mean, we all are, right?
This is the beginning of the end for the Bloodline. We're going to start it on night 1, finish it on night 2. I love the Usos. You know, their theme songs are up. They're great in the ring. The story with KO and Sami has been phenomenal. But this is the beginning of the end of the Bloodline. They're going to start it on night 1, finish it on night 2. KO and Sami are going to be the ones to win the gold. Sami didn't win the big singles title, but you know, tag title with Kevin Owens is pretty good. I saw somebody provide a team name for them, which I thought was brilliant. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but they call them the Wild Sam Owens, which I thought was brilliant.
That's good. I wish I was that clever. I'm not.
I didn't make it up, but
ever.
Yeah.
I thought it was brilliant. And again, this is the only, you know, I was unsure about the WrestleMania showcase. I think most of these this card, the heels are going to win, but this, I'm really confident that Sami and KO that's going to be like the pop of the evening.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You just want this to end.
No, I like the Usos. I do adore them, but you can't have Roman lose and the Usos not.
I love the idea of, I know this sounds crazy, but I kind of love the idea of the Usos retaining and Roman losing and them being like, who's the loser in the group now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't have to acknowledge shit.
And then here you got Hab guys saying Usos lose, Reigns lights into them for losing the titles. Usos refuse to help Reigns during his match.
That would be cool.
I mean,
this has been such a great story. We've argued about it over the last 6 months. We've talked it up and down, but like, I don't think there's any way that they could go with this that I would be disappointed, because they've been doing and telling so many good stories, and they have so many options. Like even the KO and Sammy stuff that they've been doing on TV together still gives me like this KO is going to kick the shit out of Sammy vibe.
Yeah.
I thought the promo on SmackDown was like over the top to a certain extent, because Kevin Owens has proved time and time again that eventually, if you're his friend, he's going to F you over. Like, that's what he's going to do. You know what I mean? Obviously this, but I did think like kind of the promo was like, all right. Like I was kind of,
There's also that tension with Jay and Roman though, too. So it would be a kind of a leg up on Roman if Jay Uso kept his title and Roman didn't.
Well,
but
yeah. And we talked about it a little bit last night. I agree with you. I thought they were going to bookend night 2. I thought that this match might open night 2, and then Roman would close night. Yes, I thought they would bookend it maybe. But I'm cool. Do we think this Rhea and Charlotte are going to be the main event? Correct? Like, is that? I know it's not. Or do we think that this has a chance to be the main event? Because
this also has the potential to be the main event.
Yeah, from a story perspective, it's not even close. Yeah. From a story perspective.
Oh yeah.
And that's unfortunate. Like I think KO and Sammy win will fit. But I brought that up last week. I was like, no disrespect to Rhea and Charlotte. We know the match is going to be awesome. They're two and top tier performers, but it's not their fault that they haven't put any real great like juicy story behind this and this KO and Sammy stuff. And it's like, this is basically like we talked about Sammy's moment. This has been Sammy's ride, and like the brass ring should be main eventing WrestleMania in some way, shape, or form. And I told y'all it'd be a lesser thing. Now it should main event, I think, and it's no disrespect to Rhea and Charlotte because I think they're phenomenal. But we'll talk about that on night 2 with Asuka and Bianca. They're not putting any. If they put like a half as much effort. Oh, Smooth, what's up? And girls, yeah, we've got Ella J in the house today. Smooth,
yes.
She's back.
Charlotte and Rhea has been significantly better than Asuka.
Yes,
and Bianca.
I thought the brawl that they had a couple weeks ago, that brawl was pretty bad.
But if they put half as much effort that they put into this Bloodline story into these women's title match stories, they would be phenomenal.
I know.
They're just missing.
And they have so much history.
Yeah.
Like with that WrestleMania 36, like that is the story. Rhea Ripley is a different person. She's a different competitor. She has grown so much since 36. They should have they did lean into it, but the execution of it was just off. It wasn't really until they had that brawl that I think really got the crowd rolling. I do think Dominic playing a part into this invested some more people, but they really didn't get the fire going until they had that brawl. And that was only 2 weeks ago, halfway through March. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
The story was there, the redemption arc for Rhea Ripley, and now the crowd is starting to get behind her. I mean, we haven't discussed this match yet, but people are suggesting that a double turn might happen.
Well, okay.
Okay. Rhea, when granted it was heel versus heel, but when Rhea faced Bayley, the crowd was behind Rhea. And last week on SmackDown, Charlotte was getting the what chance, and she kind of leaned into that more heel Charlotte structure of promos. So a double turn might be the way to go to kind of save this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I look at this and I go, Charlotte's fantastic. She's great. But like, we know she's not a baby face. She's not a baby face. You know what I mean? Can she do it? Yeah, obviously. Yeah. But like, she's been around for a long time. We know what Charlotte's about. Like, she's a natural heel. She's a heel character. So I do feel like some of the crowd is kind of like, we know what you're about. Like, you know what? I don't know. They're just not buying in fully to Charlotte being the baby face in this story. And Rhea is badass. Like she looks like $1 million. She looks different than everybody else. She beats up the dudes. She crushes. Like she's the it female on the roster right now. Like she's the coolest thing going. She's part of a group who they've made look just pretty good overall here over these last few months. And I think that's why you're starting to see it, because people, they see Rhea. Like, I watch wrestling with someone who doesn't watch wrestling, and Rhea is one of those people that when she comes out, that person is paying attention. She's like, who is this woman? Like, who is this person? You know what I mean? And I think Rhea, the people want Rhea to win. They want her to get that redemption. They want her to beat Charlotte. And I think a double turn would be really good. But then so does the rest of the Judgment Day then stay heel?
So the way that I compared this when I was thinking about it, Jamie Hayter, you know, she was a part of a heel faction, Britt Baker, Rebel and all that. She was a part of a heel, but it was because the crowd got so naturally just behind her.
Yeah.
And it just organically happened. And with Rhea, she's been sort of organically, the crowd has been coming behind her. So that's kind of what I equivalate it to. I don't think she'll be a full-blown heel, but she can kind of be that tweener that Jamie Hayter was for a while. You know, she's attached to a faction. You know, for a while, Britt was still like heel, but Jamie was kind of this tweener because the crowd loved her, but she still needed to be heel. So I think Rhea can play that tweener, and the rest of the Judgment Day can be heel, but the people are going to cheer for Rhea. So that's kind of what I equivalate it to. It's kind of those scenarios where she just organically, the crowd has gotten behind her, I feel.
Yeah. I feel you don't put that out in the ether. I don't want Dom and Rhea to break up.
No, but not yet. Not yet. They're just so...
They're perfect.
I know.
And there you go. Hab guy says,
I'm still not over Otis and Mandy breaking up on it.
Oh.
I don't need my neck. I don't need that. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
that if that moment could have been in front of a crowd, if COVID didn't happen, that would have been the trajectory. Would have been a lot different. Hab guy says you save it by having Rhea win and hoisting Dom on her shoulders like Macho did with Elizabeth. I said it before, and I'll keep saying that. That would be great. All right, so are we all in agreement are we all saying that Rhea is? Because I mean, we just started diving in. So, all right, so
I just went for it.
Yeah,
there's no rhyme or reason to what we do.
Well, I mean, it was the only match left, so we that was pretty good. It was like a smooth transition, just right into
96 episodes in, and
we know what we're doing, man. Like we know what we're doing. Before we do move tonight, too, though, because you had mentioned the Jey Uso stuff with Roman, and I personally agree with you, Ella. I think this is the start of the collapse. Everything's going to start collapsing in on Roman.
Oh yeah,
and I think the end of this story is Jey Uso versus Roman again. Like, I think they ended the way that it all began with Jey Uso and Roman.
Yeah.
Roman turned heel with them. I think one by one, Roman's going to feud with Solo. I don't know if he'll feud with Jimmy. He might, but like him and Solo are definitely going to, you can already see Solo kind of side-eyeing him a little bit. Like, yo, you losing control here, man? Like, you losing control a little bit? And I just, so I agree with you fully. And I do think at the end, it's going to be Jey Uso versus Roman again. Like
a lot of people I've been seeing say
finish it off, you know what I mean? Main event Jey Uso or whatever. So I think that would be a cool story. All right, that completes night one. Now we shift over to night two. Only 6 matches on night two, so this has the less matches. However, we do obviously have a Hell in a Cell match and triple threat.
Roman's entrance is going to be the length of one match.
That Roman-Cody match with the drama, that's going to be...
Roman's entrance is going to be the length of Brock Lesnar versus Omos. So
yeah.
I think it'll be longer.
Maybe.
It could be.
Put it on the board now. What'll be longer, Roman's entrance or Omos Lesnar?
Probably Roman's entrance.
Okay.
Probably.
I'm gonna time it. I'll time it because I love that shit.
Since we already mentioned it, we might as well start there. Why don't we start? Hey, why don't we get it out of the way then? Just get it out of the way. Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Ella, I'm going to lead with you because I want your opinion. I know this happened weeks ago, but I want you to try to think back of your first initial opinion when you heard that Brock Lesnar's WrestleMania match was going to be with Omos.
I think we were all like, WTF, right? At first. However, I was saying like a bunch of these stories have had a shit build outside of like Dominic and Rhea, and then the Bloodlines, or not Dominic, Rhea, Dominic, Ray, and then the Bloodline stuff. The rest, like, I mean, Edge and Finn, you know, that's been going on for a while, but most of these matches leading in, the build has just been lackluster. I will say, since since they started building this, I think that this has been one of the most decent builds leading up to WrestleMania. The segment that MVP had, I think it was the MVP Lounge, where he ended up spitting out the drink, where he convinced Brock, explained why this match, like why Brock should accept this match. MVP convinced me, to be honest with you. I think they did what they needed to do. You didn't need this long, drawn-out thing. You know, it's just big, meaty men slapping meat is what this match is meant to do. And so they didn't need these long, drawn-out segments. I think that this has had a very decent, good build. Is it the very best of the best? No, there's still a couple that have been better, but I've gotten decently invested in this. And it's ironic, you know how I said mostly on night one, I think I had all the heels winning except like one team. It's actually the opposite for this. I see 5 of the faces winning on this night too, so kind of the opposite of this. So I think Brock is going to go over here unless Omos gets some help from the Hurt Business.
I was gonna ask.
There's always that possibility.
Because now Bobby Lashley has nothing to do on wrestling. He cannot just be in that Andre Battle Royal on Friday. That is not okay.
So there's 2 ways that they could do Bobby. You know, they could set up Bobby and LA Knight during that match. They eliminate each other and then have a last-minute match on Mania. Or Bobby gets involved in this match. For me, it's one or the other is going to happen. I see Brock going over here, but again, could be the Hurt Business, could be because of Bobby Lashley. I think that's a possibility. But I envision Brock going over here. But there's still a possibility, you know, for the Hurt Business or Bobby Lashley.
Pluggo, how you feeling? Yeah, I believe when I announced this, you went.
Because I don't like any of the builds. that froze at the perfect.
That did literally froze at the perfect time.
I just haven't liked the build for any of this. Nothing gets me more excited in wrestling than a weigh-in. But here's what I would like. This is what my perfect world scenario would be. Brock Lesnar just absolutely lays waste to Omos, which I think kills the Omos vibe. And Bobby Lashley comes out and just says, I still got something to take. You got, and we get like
and a 5 minute. And then maybe Omos attacks Lesnar and he's like the muscle. Like
I don't know, something. I think maybe we end up getting Bobby Lashley Lesnar somehow, but I think Lesnar wins. I don't have any deep-seated analysis of this match. It's just a match. It's going to be 2 big guys throwing each other around. The ring. Will the ring break? Late. I don't know.
That Bray interference is just too late. It's just like what's the point at this point?
Uncle Howdy's fine. Uncle Howdy's not.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Big Ben, good to see you, friend. Thanks for hopping in the chat. Always good to see you. We're talking some Mania.
Some people think that this match is going to open night 2 just so Brock can get in and out. Personally, I think the IC title should open night 2 then, since the tag titles aren't on night 2.
All right. Well,
but we'll see. We don't know.
Since you think that should open, and you did mention big meaty men slapping meat when we were talking about Lesnar and Omos, we have another match where there will be some big tough meaty men slapping meat, and that is the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. I am looking forward to this. Is one of the matches I am looking forward to this weekend the most. Last year for me, Sheamus and Gunther had the best match on. Was my favorite match of the year last year. You throw Drew McIntyre in there, who's a stud, and we have all the makings to be like, these 3 dudes are going to beat the crap out of each other, and it's going to be good. It should be good. Gunther has been incredible in this stretch here, and we're going to talk about the main event later, but I think Gunther should be near the top of the list of challengers for Cody soon, if Cody does beat Roman Reigns, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But Pluggo, I'll let you lead this one. How you feeling about this triple threat match with these 3 gents? And who do you think's leaving WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion? Does Gunther continue his reign?
No, he does not. I think you touched on all the points that I was going to touch on, because we've talked about it. Like, that was a huge match for us. We rebelled over that match for weeks. We loved it much. And you add Drew to the mix. And I think they've been planting those seeds because Gunther's been really pissed every week. Like, why do I have to face two? Blah, blah, blah. He's getting in Pierce's face. I think you could have Sheamus get his moment, get that IC title that he doesn't have yet.
He's missing,
and then have Drew and Sheamus kind of have a feud, and then move Gunther into that. Like, I think this is your time to move him, and I don't think he loses any steam. You could protect him. It could be Sheamus pinning Drew. I love it. I love all of it. I think the match is going to rule. Yeah, have guys talking to Big Ben. Big Ben say he has zero interest in Bray anymore. Gunther's to win. Drew to turn heel. Drew turning heel would be interesting. But we'll see how that goes. There's a lot of why do people care if Brock Lesnar shows up, kicks ass, gets paid, and bounces? I don't think anybody cares if he does that because that's what he does, baby. We're used to it by now. I just want a little bit more build in a Brock Lesnar match than Omos, but that's just me.
I think the build has been decent for what it was. I've been a lot more invested in it than initially. I'm not like, what the fuck is this anymore? There's some possibilities for Bobby Lashley, for the Hurt Business. I want to see what they're going to do. Like, I want to envision Brock Lesnar trying to lift up Omos and F5 him.
Oh, when he does,
or German him.
You're right,
like, I just, we have not seen Omos in that scenario really before. So I don't know.
It's true. Pluggo, you said Sheamus?
I think Sheamus. I think this is a chance. Give him his moment, and then move, and it's no fault of Gunther.
Kind of elevates up or whatever.
And then he because
Gunther doesn't even have to be. He doesn't have to be involved in the fall.
They don't have to be involved in the fall. It can be, and then he's pissed at Pierce, and he says, "Then fine, if I want Cody." Because he's been getting in Pierce's. Pierce has no control over any of these shows. No control. And
I wasn't thinking about a Drew McIntyre heel turn until I don't think it will happen, but until Tim said it. But like, obviously, there's a strong history with Sheamus and Drew, and they've been friends for a while. And the last time they weren't friends, Sheamus was the heel. So maybe, Sheamus gets the big victory, and then afterwards he thinks he's going to be celebrating with his friend, and Drew. I could see something like that happening. I think that could be a little bit of fun. But
will bring back Broken Dreams.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I agree with you, Pluggo. And then we'll have Ella finish this one out with what she thinks is going to happen. I think Sheamus is going to win. It's the only thing he's missing on literally doing everything. Everything. Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, all the belt, everything. So I see Sheamus winning this as well. And then I will let Ella finish it off here.
I'm gonna be different. I think Gunther is going to retain here. I think he's gonna get to a year. He's only 2 months away from going to a year. That'll be June 10th. So after he retains here, I think they're gonna continue forward with Sheamus and Drew and maybe turn Drew heel. That's possible. But I mean, I would like Sheamus to get this IC title. That would be a feel-good moment. He deserves that. But I'm envisioning somebody else being the one to kind of dethrone him because Gunther is in Imperium. There is somebody out on injury right now who I think would have a banger with Gunther. And they have the possibility to go 3-on-3 because the Good Brothers are now back. AJ Styles has been out on injury. I think this is going to be AJ's first Mania that he's missing.
Yeah.
So I think once AJ comes back, granted you would need a draft to happen to make them switch brands or whatever, but you have Imperium versus the OC. That is written right there for you. AJ and the Good Brothers are faces. AJ versus Gunther to me would be a freaking banger. AJ is credible enough to be the one to beat Gunther and then have Gunther maybe elevate himself to Cody and all of that. I think Gunther's going to retain and get to a year. And then I think AJ Styles would be a cool person to dethrone him. However, I won't be mad. I think Sheamus deserves to be Grand Slam, but I think Gunther's going to go a year.
Keep that energy for the 2 months away thing when we get to the main event. a certain champion is a few months away from a pretty significant moment.
Well, I'm just saying you have 3 versus 3. You can do first.
There's options. I don't hate that. I'm just giving you a hard time about Roman.
We got Big Ben saying the fact that anyone gives a fuck about Omos and that Brock is selling for him is huge. Omos has been beating local Fs like me up. His transition from locals to Brock is literally the biggest jump you can make, and he's been made to be believable.
Big Ben didn't tap. Big
Yeah,
Ben didn't tap.
I actually give a fuck about that match.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
And then-
envision so much more for that.
Yeah, and then have
Yeah.
guys saying,
I'll get over it when I see it.
have guys saying, I do think Gunther will go up against Cody at some point, but I wouldn't want him facing Cody right away. Cody and Gunther needs to be saved for it.
If anybody could sell me anything, it's Big Ben. That guy could sell me a popsicle while I was wearing a ketchup popsicle.
Wearing white gloves.
Yeah, I'm not very, you know what I'm saying. I don't even like ketchup. Ketchup is gross.
What?
Ugh.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not the worst thing. Mustard is
No.
the worst thing.
Mustard rules.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Oh boy. Like any kind of mustard? Like honey mustard? You don't like any mustard?
Honey mustard's the worst.
So that's your least.
Oh, hot takes.
All of mustard is bad, but honey mustard is special.
The
What?
word. All right. All right. Let's talk about
I
the
will not
women.
stand for mustard slander on this channel.
Let's talk about the women's WrestleMania showcase, Fatal 4-Way. We have the teams are Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez, Natalya and Shotzi.
Rodriguez.
Oh, I messed it up. I'm looking right at it. Jeez Louise.
She's now
Good Lord.
Raquel Strowman.
Is that true?
They just
Liv
got
Morgan
married.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez,
Mhm.
versus Natalya and Shotzi, versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, who just earned their right this past week. Hope Carmella. I love Carmella. I am a Carmella stan. I think she's criminally underrated. I hope she's doing okay. I was really digging Chelsea Green and Carmella. Really digging that. So I hope and I love Sonya too, so like I'm not upset, but that Chelsea Green Carmella pairing when they were doing that, I was in on that. Ella, I'll let you lead. Again, I don't know if you'll have different choices again, depending on if they do announce. But I mean, there's one choice, right? There's one choice.
No, I'm gonna go against the
Oh.
grain because I refuse
Ronda.
to acknowledge refuse. So I will go with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Shayna, you're cool. You're fine. I just refuse to acknowledge.
Ronda Rousey is the
I
mustard of Ella's
refuse.
life.
So I am going Raquel and Liv Morgan. You know, they've been giving a decent push to Raquel. She was supposed to have a SmackDown title match, you know, at the Rumble. Plans changed. Liv Morgan, give her that Mania win. Let them get on a good track. Push them. I think Chelsea Green, regardless, is going to be the one to be pinned. Just to kind of further the story of like her and Adam Pearce and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The only winners in my mind are Raquel and Liv. I refuse to acknowledge otherwise.
That's okay. That's okay.
gotta-
I'm gonna pick Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Not because I want to pick Ronda Rousey, but I want to pick Shayna Baszler.
I
love Shayna Baszler.
1000% respect you, Ella, on that. Like I'm that.
Oh
way,
yeah,
but
I understand. I understand completely.
I get it, but I think that they
Of
win
course.
too. I just see like it just blows my mind that Ronda Rousey has kind of fallen this far down considering how she started, and it's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
But hey, that's all I got. I mean, these teams are going to be good. This is going to be a fun match. There's a lot of great components here. I'm psyched.
I can't wait to see what Chelsea's gonna do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm digging her.
I'm just worried. Chelsea has a history with arm injuries. You do realize who else is in that match who has an arm bar?
That is true.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
The mustard of the
Rhonda,
women's division.
take care of
I'm
our
worried.
girl Chelsea
I'm
Green.
worried.
Rhonda, listen, take care of her. You don't have to hurt her really.
No,
You
we
just
don't.
Make
We
it
don't.
look like
Let's
it
be
hurts.
easy. Let's calm down. All right, the next match, Hell in a Cell. We have finally, I think, what is going to be the end of the Edge and Judgment Day feud. It's been going on for literally over a year. And it will be in Hell in a Cell, and it will be Edge versus the Demon. Edge told Finn to bring the Demon, and they are booking it as the Demon
And Edge was like,
Finn
Finn was like,
Balor.
yep.
Finn's like,
Done.
yeah, I'm good. I'll bring the
All
Demon.
right,
That's
all
cool.
right, fine.
Ellen, I'll let you go first. This has obviously been going on for a long time, but I've liked it. I've liked what's going on, but it's been a long time. And I do like how they're making Hell in a Cell matter again. They got rid of it as a PLE, and it's at WrestleMania. And with Edge, it's going to be the storytelling, and it's going to be pretty wild and long. I'm expecting this to be. That's why it has 6. It's going to be a long match. I'm expecting. How you feeling about this continuing and this kind of ending at Mania, hopefully in this Hell in a Cell match?
It should absolutely end at WrestleMania. And I think it's going to go full circle. Edge started it. He got kicked out. I think Edge is going to finish it. He started the Judgment Day, like I said, then Finn Balor took over. Edge got kicked out, because of circumstances. They needed a babyface and all that. But Edge is going to be the one to close it out. I know a lot of people are saying, like, it's because the Demon is there. Granted, the last time, was it the Demon versus Bray Wyatt is when I think Finn lost? Was it versus Bray Wyatt?
It was Roman, right?
It was Roman, and the ropes got all...
Yeah, and like he was like flopping on the ground like a fish.
Yeah.
Is that what it was, right?
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are saying Finn Balor's going to win because it's the Demon, but also like he lost. I believe he lost the last time the Demon was out. So for me, it's the Demon's just coming out because it's kind of a Hell in a Cell match to me. This needs to be finished. Bring it full circle. Edge started it. Edge is gonna finish it.
Yeah. And we got Tim saying before I head over to you, he says Demon gets put to rest properly and not like they did.
Yeah.
I like Finn Balor winning.
I would like Finn to win.
Because if you're gonna keep the Judgment Day going, Edge can't finish it.
He can finish his story with the Judgment Day. You can still keep the Judgment Day.
Not every story has to end on a positive. He could just lose and go do something else.
No. I'm also biased towards Edge.
I don't read a lot of books, but some of them don't have happy endings.
Some of them, that was me with the last match. Some places don't have happy endings. Doesn't mean I have to acknowledge them.
It's true. It's true. So, Pluggo, you're going with Finn.
I'm going with Finn.
All right. No, that's
I'm going with all Judgment Day members. I'm going with Dom beating his dad's ass. I got Rhea.
So you think Judgment Day's running through Mania. 3-0.
Judgment Day's weekend, baby.
All right.
3-0, undefeated. They're going to talk shit on Monday about it. It's going to be glorious. Then maybe the OC comes back and fights the Judgment Day again, and we just run that back. Why not?
I mean, yeah. Tim's saying that you're giving him high blood pressure. All your picks. He's giving him high blood pressure.
Just because what I say here doesn't mean we have to put it into the picks. We can talk about it. I'm a team player. But this is just my person. I am. I'm
kidding.
Wow. God, you screw up one time in Jackbox on Blowing Up Stream, and Ellen never lets you forget about it.
I didn't even remind you about it. You keep talking about it.
I am siding with Ella. I'm going with Edge. I think Edge ends this feud and goes on to.
I think a Hell in a Cell at Mania is going to be dope, though.
Yeah.
And the last time we had a Hell in a
cage.
And it's the normal. It's not the red one. Yes, not the red one. We're back to the normal cage. I'm actually excited to see. I know the pictures they've shown are like the old Demon, but I don't know if Finn maybe will change up the Demon look because of the Judgment Day. Yeah. I don't know, but well,
if he wants to win, he's got to go full blown old Demon. Don't be changing it up because then you'll lose.
Yeah, it's true. All right, let's talk about the WWE Raw Women's Championship. The build to me has been very, very lackluster. However, I think this also has potential to be one of, if not the best match of the weekend as well with these two. It is Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka. Pluggo, I'm going to you first for this one. How have you felt about the build? I know we've talked about it. How have you felt about the build here? I was going to let
you two sell me on it because I'm torn.
You're torn on who you think's going to win.
I'm torn. I love Asuka and I love Bianca, so I would want to see.
I think we might. I think we might all be going. We can't.
I would love to see both of these women hold the Raw Women's Championship. So I'm torn on who I would pick, but I think ultimately at the end of the day, it will be Bianca kind of cementing that like her title reign there with a big win, another big win at Mania. I haven't, and this is one of those, I haven't enjoyed the build per se, because I think that they could have done so much more with it, but I know the match is going to rule. So this is one where I'm kind of like, all right, that wasn't a stellar build, but I know when I sit down and watch that match for 15, 20 minutes, however long they give them, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I like what Tim said. He's picking Belair to win. He says that she has not lost at Mania and they should continue to build that streak.
Asuka would be 0-4 then.
But that's what I'm saying as well. And I think if you're going to get over this new heel Asuka, Bianca's had the belt for over a year. She's incredible. I'm leaning Asuka here. I don't feel confident at all about this decision. But it's been a while since we've seen Bianca chasing for the title, and I think evil Asuka kind of beating her, and then maybe her chasing it for a little bit with the heel Asuka doing creepy things. Not so, I think that would be something I would enjoy. Like Hab Guy says, like he wanted Asuka to have like an NXT like run. I think that would be nice to kind of get her back on. She was the most dominant person on the roster a few years ago. So that's where I'm leaning, and then I'll obviously pass it off to Ella to finish it up here for us.
I know, Pluggo, I'm not going to help your case of deciding, because I feel confident that Bianca Belair will retain here. If you would have told me, though, right after Chamber, I would have absolutely said Asuka. Asuka came back, brought out Kana. Asuka kind of elevated herself to be more dangerous. We haven't really seen Bianca Belair really go against somebody who's been really dangerous and like eerie and like just in the realm of just Asuka. Asuka was a unique and new competitor to her. However, Asuka hasn't really been as intimidating and as dangerous as I had hoped her to be.
She just comes out and laughs.
She just laughs.
She's had the goop. My hope was, we want to see that a twinge of fear in Bianca Belair. She has not even like flinched once during this reign. There hasn't really been anybody who looked like Bianca looks legitimately afraid to go against. And this was the time to make Bianca Belair show some sign of weakness against Asuka, because Asuka is just in a realm of her own. She's, I don't know how to explain her. She's like not supernatural, but like just this extraordinary type of character. She's not a stereotypical kind of figure. And, for me, Bianca Belair wasn't afraid. She was just more confused. And so Asuka didn't really seem to break her the way that I had hoped, initially starting out like we saw at the Rumble, she seemed dangerous, really powerful. I had thought for sure, Asuka wins at Chamber. Oh yeah, Asuka's going to bring back this dangerous rogue Kana. She's just been playing like fun and games, And then on Raw, all they had was a video package. There hasn't really been much. There hasn't been much at stake. So with that, Bianca Belair's not afraid. She's just more confused.
That's fair.
And so for me, Belair's going to retain. Asuka's not been as dangerous as she should have been presented as.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still gonna lean. I'm still gonna go with Asuka and lean Asuka. But I was right with you. Like when she came back as Kana, and then the Chamber, I was like, she's gonna be this evil badass and just kick everyone, just ruin everyone, and she's gonna beat Bianca for the title at Mania. That's what's gonna happen. It has been lackluster. Like all she has really done is like drool the goop and smile. And, it's not like I wanted.
I won't be mad. I won't be mad if Asuka wins at all. Like, I'm okay with that. It's just the story hasn't presented me a strong enough case as to why I actually believe that Bianca Belair will lose to Asuka.
Yeah, and we got to have guys saying Asuka could unleash it all at Mania. Realizes Bianca isn't reacting, so steps it up.
Fair. I mean,
on the big page,
they should do that. I mean, I guess if they weren't going to show it, this would be the place to do it. Full force Asuka. I guess better late than never, as they say. But this is the place to unleash this dangerous Asuka that we have all been waiting for. Not just the fun in games. That's fine, but level it up. We need to see that. If this is the angle that they're going to go through with Asuka, no more fun and games. You need to just let Asuka go rogue, let her be dangerous, and beat Bianca Belair's ass, you know? I'm okay with either ending of this, but just how it's gone so far based on the story, Bianca's not even afraid of Asuka, not even one bit. She's just more confused.
She squashes Belair, and then Belair like, oh shit.
I don't know. I
don't want to do that.
I'm still traumatized from SummerSlam.
Yeah, me too.
You can't do that to her again. Well, friends, we only have a few more minutes with Ella. I know you got to get out of here because you're on your own.
Yeah,
WrestleMania
6, 7, 8. Yeah, you have your Mike Bailey stretch right here. You're going on.
Mike Bailey in this week's show. So let's talk about this main event, and then we'll get you out of here.
Yeah, main event.
That's all that's left, right?
That's all that's left. We are at the main event. It is for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. It is
Cody
Roman Reigns. Yeah. I am picking Cody. I'll see you guys later. See you. Right.
Yeah.
It is Roman Reigns going up against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I know we touched on it right at the beginning, but Ella, I will lead with you. I know who you want to win.
And he will be. Cody better fucking win.
I mean that I'm that strong with it too. I think
it should be Cody.
Cody's the
and
dude.
It will be Cody. However, gosh, there's always that. It's not spite, but WWE wanting Roman to get to 1,000 days. That's something that's playing. That's making me doubt it. Just a twinge. But that would not be beneficial to Cody Rhodes at all. You know, all that hard work he did to come back from injury to finish his story, and then just to have him lose to Roman, there's no point in that. So for me, Roman, just WWE wanting Roman to get to 1,000 days. Yeah, it's going to be cool for Roman, but to me, that's more detrimental to Cody. So Cody's going to finish his story. It's going to be the true downfall of the bloodline. Simple as that.
When you say twinge, put a percentage on it. What percentage do you think Roman wins out of realistically with your brain,
10,
not your heart?
10,
90, 10? Okay.
Yeah, that's what
I can see them wanting him to get to that round 1,000 number, but just that would just be detrimental to Cody's
then what
story.
What else could you do?
However, they have booked the wrong person to win on multiple occasions. So it's always in the back of my mind, oh, it's WWE. You know, we love them.
They've never made a bad booking decision.
But
come on.
yeah,
Please.
I mean, we'll have to see. That was obviously this is the first WrestleMania with kind of Triple H in charge.
Yeah.
And I know we've all been conditioned from the old school.
We're so jaded.
We are jaded because of how we've been conditioned to how they do things.
Vince.
So we'll see. But to me, it's clear as day, man. Cody's the guy. And I'm not, Pluggo, when the Sami Zayn stuff was going on, we had multiple conversations week after week about who should have been fighting Roman at WrestleMania. And even after that, they had that one weird promo.
That Sammy should have main evented Mania.
Yeah, I know. But even after that, they did that 1 week where Cody, they didn't even let him talk because they were afraid Sammy chance would happen. And Cody's gotten through it, and he's still super over. There were no issues. He's the guy. The crowd loves him. They want him. WrestleMania most of the time is about the babyface triumph over the heel. You have your next big baby. He's right there for you in the palm of your hand. You just make it happen, Cody. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how I feel.
I think we all agree. I think it's.
I'll let you finish it. Yeah.
I think it's going to be Cody. I think we all agree. I play the devil's advocate thing where it's like that 1,000-day mark would be huge for merchandise, this, that, and the other, but it would kind of stunt the Cody thing. Plus, and there's nobody else right now that's ready for that Roman match other than Cody. So I think it's going to be Cody. Ella thinks it's going to be Cody.
Yeah.
JPJ thinks it's going to be Cody. Everyone in the chat
be Cody.
It better be Cody.
Yeah, and I know we got to get Ella.
1 minute, so we're going to get her out of here.
Fine.
No, but I was going to say, real quick, if it's not Cody, where the hell do you go? Where do you go?
There was a plan B for last year. You know, Cody was plan A for SummerSlam. Brock ended up being plan C. Plan B was Randy Orton. Randy's a 14-time champ. I don't, I was just thinking, Solo Sikoa is obviously going to be in the corner of Roman Reigns. Randy will be in LA. Randy has ties to Cody. Could even the odds maybe for Cody.
Maybe that'd be
and
cool.
then maybe once Cody wins, I'm just saying, once Cody wins, Randy's gonna be like nudge, because I think if Roman loses, he's taking time off. I mean, granted, he takes time off all the time, but we're not gonna see Roman for a hot minute if Cody wins, and that would give like Randy give a nudge, maybe. I don't know.
I would. I mean, Randy Orton. The story they could tell with Cody and Randy. Oh my God, it'd be incredible. All right, Ella. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to let you plug your stuff. I know you've been doing a lot this week already. You got some more stuff after us lined up. Let the people know where they can see you, where they can read you. Just let them know what else you're doing the rest of this Mania weekend.
Stay here because we're going to talk some Dynamite after this.
I haven't even watched Dynamite.
Don't leave when Ella leaves, guys. Stick with us. We love you too.
You can follow me on Twitter at it's Ella J, like it says right below me there. You can follow the link tree in my. That's not even a link tree anymore. I changed it, but the link in my bio has all the links to all my podcasts and writing and all that fun stuff, all in one convenient place. Twitter is where I'm most active once, Twitter is working because it keeps going in and out for everybody. It's a mess, but it's my favorite platform and it's so sad.
I know.
But that's the easiest way to stay updated.
All right, rock and roll.
Heck yeah.
And thank you guys for having me again too.
Absolutely.
I know normally Thursdays are crazy for me, but it's Mania, so I had to make an exception.
And we're glad you did.
We appreciate that.
Open door policy for you. Whenever a Thursday comes free, if you want to hop on, you just let us know and we just ask, and
we'll boot whoever. We don't care.
Oh yeah, I'll kick anybody.
Randy Orton can be on the show.
See you later.
Okay, no, I can't take the place of Randy Orton ever.
Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you so much for hopping on, Ella. It means a lot to us. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Mania weekend, and I'm sure we'll be chatting on the social medias and all that fun stuff while we're watching this weekend.
Thank you again for having me, guys. Stay tuned here on Between Two Beards. They're going to be talking about Dynamite. I still haven't watched Dynamite. So
listen to Ella. Listen to Ella.
Always listen to Ella.
Oh, now you agree, Pluggo.
You know I love you.
It only took him 6
I know.
Whatever it was. Thank you, Ella. Appreciate it.
I come around eventually.
It just takes him a while.
That's right.
Yeah, it sure does. Thank you, Ella.
Thanks, guys.
Much love.
See you later.
All right. That was Ella J, friends. The one, the only. That was awesome. We covered everything.
What a wonderful human.
God, wonderful person. Absolutely. Couldn't be more thankful that she joined us. But yeah, so now that we've got about a half hour left in our normal time slot, we pretty much talk about whatever you guys want. But I know that there was a little something that happened, one specific, I can't speak, moment last night that I think had everyone talking from Dynamite that we could not talk about. JPJ. Daniel Bryan made a decision. Bryan Danielson.
Who was it? Who was it? What'd you say?
One of those guys. He picked a side last night.
Yeah, he picked a side that he should have picked.
Psyched.
Yeah, that was spectacular. Well, yeah, that was spectacular stuff. The BCC just running roughshod. Just running roughshod.
Which is what I've wanted from them since day one. I think the Regal stuff was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I'd always envisioned, like, if you're going to put these guys together, and even with Danielson in the original iteration, like, just have them be just complete badasses that just maul people. And they're finally doing it.
Yeah.
And now they've got the ace in the hole. The elite is in the sights, and I am excited for that. I hope, is it Nick who's got the bicep?
I hope Matt, I thought. Is it Matt?
Matt, is it Matt or Nick?
I
will admit fully that I still sometimes get them confused.
Matt has Nick has the lighter hair.
Yeah.
The lighter haired one.
Right. So does Nick. But yeah, like, I'm excited for that, to see what happens if we get the full healthy elite versus this BCC. Oh, give me all of that.
Do we think that could be blood and guts?
I think you're going to have to push it if somebody's injured, but I think, that would make sense. Or you could do Anarchy in the arena if you wanted to push it to double or nothing.
Yeah.
Is that where they did Stadium Stampede, or would they?
Double or Nothing is in May.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Fucker. Here we go.
I'm just livid. I was on a what in the
what is up, nerds?
Dude.
Look at the glasses. I figured I'd come with something different today.
Hide your face. That helps.
How are y'all doing today? Hey, I'm in a great mood. You want to know why?
Why?
Well, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is the day where we put 7
Why is this
in the dirt. Shh. Tomorrow is the day that we put 7 in the dirt, and I figured, why not come and visit my good friends JPJ and Pluggo with a new outfit on, nice and shiny, and say hello.
You were one of the good ones, TY. What happened?
I'm the best one. I'm the best one.
Happened?
Look at this style. You got the
Tomorrow
hair.
night, that's right. Tomorrow night, you and 7 are going to mix it up. And I have a feeling if you crash this stream next week, you're going to have a different attitude because you're going to be taking an L at LPW 13.
I just try my best to stay out of this stuff. I just,
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Listen.
You can be Switzerland over there, JPJ. That's fine.
Listen, I'm in a great mood today. I'm not here to bully you. Pluggo, you know how garbage you are anyway. I need to keep feeding. I am to keep feeding that.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. I am
JP. Listen. I'm just here to spread some cheer, some pre-Rads victory cheer. That's what I do. I'm like the Santa Claus of this bitch, you know.
So feeling confident. I can see feeling confident about tomorrow evening.
Oh, it's gonna be a cakewalk. It's gonna be simple. Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you see what we did to Mars, the specialist on Tales of the Undercard? We literally abducted him, and we beat him to an inch of his life.
You
and
beat
we haven't
the wrong guy, you dope.
Wow.
You guys kidnapped the wrong guy.
Mars, the specialist.
You don't even know
He's the one.
You guys kidnapped Reed Matthews. Mars. I watched this video evidence. You guys are dopes.
Did we? No, of course not. No, the Rads are never. The Rads are never wrong. The Rads are never wrong. No.
Never. Huh?
You know,
I like those glasses, TY. Your attitude, on the other hand, not so much.
Listen, it's unfortunate because I come here and I try to make your show better. Because, I pop into the stream every once in a while and I can tell the viewers are bored seeing you guys talk every week, the same old shit, I come in and I try to help you guys. And this is what it's embarrassing, quite frankly, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. And I suggest that you take the rest of this night to reflect, to repent, to make amends with the people you've hurt. And tomorrow, when we completely destroy 7, I'm going to expect an apology from you, Pluggo, for everything that you've done to me and to my friends. You understand that?
I will gladly apologize if I'm wrong, but I would expect the same discourse as well.
No,
look what we've got here. Our lawyer's in the house.
I just felt a mediocre member of a mediocre group came in to once again try to interrupt these two great men.
Shit! Who's this?
Is it?
That's our legal counsel.
Our legal counsel.
I'm pretty sure this is the member of the.
You don't look like a lawyer.
I'm on my off time. It's 9:38 at night.
He saw, yeah.
But I still collect and I still defend my clients. You guys, week after week, interrupt Pluggo and JPJ. I have been off. I'm almost certain you guys have gotten me kicked off Twitch. I do not put that behind Ben Omens over there. No scrupulous Ben Omens. That dork. Like, week after week.
What kind of lawyer comes on here and insults another human being?
Oh, I
want to see your credentials. That's what I want. I want to see your credentials.
You want to see my credentials? I have the same credentials as Judge Ben Omen. He has the legal mind enough to put his name in quotation marks.
Judge Ben Omen is a No, Judge, I will not let you slander my friend. He is a decorated judge and referee. I've seen him. I've seen him pass the bar. I saw him pass the bar. He's an official judge.
Yeah, passed by the salad bar on the way to get more mediocre shirts.
Oh, we lost JPJ. Did you guys do that?
JPJ.
What did you do?
Listen, I did nothing. I did not come here to get bombarded by a fake lawyer.
Real lawyer
hasn't done anything.
You hated me last time, and you're over here worried about what he said.
No, Pluggo. I don't. Pluggo. I don't hate you. I despise you with every fiber in my being. Okay. JPJ knew that this is BS, and he left. And you're still here hanging around with your fake lawyer, trying
lawyer.
to make
Real
trying to
lawyer.
make threats towards us, huh?
I have not made a single threat. I'm not the one threatening. I'm just telling you that I think tomorrow night you guys have met your match and you're going to take this L and you're going to leave LPW 13 with your tail between your legs because you finally met a group that's got some power behind it that's going to take you down. They're award winning. How many awards have the Rads won?
Fuggo, can I ask you a question? And I mean this in the most like sincerest possible way. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you stupid?
Yes.
Genuinely.
Yes.
Answer the question, are you stupid?
You've watched the show?
Yeah. And I don't like to throw on that word, because it's not nice, but you clearly fit the definition perfectly. Because everything you say is little garbage. But I don't know what else. I tried to come spread some cheer, but I think it's time for me to go. I'm not going to get attacked by some fake lawyer.
You better get a good night's sleep tonight because you're going to be in for it tomorrow.
Listen, I can beat 7 if I'm sleep deprived.
If you guys lose to 7, you're going to ship those glasses my way.
Absolutely not. These glasses are very expensive. Can you see us have the tag on?
Yeah, he's clearly going to return him after the match.
Oh, absolutely.
I know fake rich when I know it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. This is a tax write-off. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let's be clear. They're going to go skiing again after their match, if you know what I mean. Second week in a row. Them and Cocaine Bear. We all remember how they celebrated last time.
There's no snow.
You know exactly where Ben Omens gets his shirt. That's a cocaine shirt. We all know it.
Hey. You watch your mouth. I'm done. I am out of here. I hope you have a horrible night. I hope you have a horrible sleep. I hope the bed bugs do bite.
It's always a pleasure, TY.
And I will. And I'm waiting for your apology once you beat 7.
It's not going to happen because you're not. Oh my goodness gracious! That was definitely not expected. Hi, Lawrence. I didn't expect you here at all. So, thank you for having our back. Ophelia saying that Pluggo and Ben will settle this at LPW 15. I have yet to see that contract. Are you back, JPJ? Oh, he's
did you check the private chat?
He's toasted. I saw his face, so I thought maybe he's having those Pluggo internet connection issues. Lawrence, unbelievable. First they crash the party, and then the internet goes down. I think the Rads took down JPJ.
100%.
What's going on here? I would like to know. We were about to talk Dynamite and how awesome it was. Things got crazy. See, this is what I feel like. I don't think it's a new house, new problems. I think it's that the Rads are the problems, and they bog down our internet speeds. So we were trying to have a wholesome show. We just had Ella J on. I'm glad that the Rads decided to wait and let Ella have her moment because that would just been rude. The way they've treated our guests over the few weeks, and you're here on retainer. You're always working for us, even when you're not working for us. JPJ's back in the fold. Lawrence, what are we going to do about this BS, man?
I first of all,
okay.
I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. No, I'm pissed. I don't know what's going on here. Don't blame the new house.
Oh no.
Oh.
Unbelievable. Am I here?
Yeah.
Am I here?
Every time you say first of all, you freeze.
Something's going on here. The Rads, something is doing, and it's pissing me off. It's pissing me off. All of a sudden, he shows up, and my internet goes down.
Ridiculous.
I don't even want to do the rest of this show anymore. Lawrence, we got to do something.
I like TY, dude. This is what's killing me. I enjoy TY as a performer. I think I do, and don't get me wrong. Feelings aside, friends, before we get back into what we were trying to talk about, I think the Rads are talented individuals. Don't get me wrong. They're good wrestlers. I just think that this team that they're up against is a little bit better. And they made it personal. We didn't make it personal. They like to think that we made it personal. They stole our gimmick. They crash our shows. I never show up on Tales of an Undercard crashing whatever they're doing over there on their YouTube channel. So I don't know what's going on here. And I don't understand how they keep getting the link. Lawrence, we got to get to the bottom of this, brother.
Yeah.
It's taken away from my excitement for the weekend.
Yeah, I saw him come on, and I
it.
knew I couldn't leave you guys
So
once
it's
again.
making me angry. It's making me angry. Anyway.
Lawrence was elbow deep in some weekend. I'm sure he's watching Speedball. It's Speedball Day. Happy Speedball Day to everybody.
Yeah.
And they're ruining Speedball Day. Those glasses were nice though. You noticed he wouldn't put them up in a bet because he is worried.
He's definitely returning those.
His gas station pit vipers. He's gonna return them after the match.
Yeah. He knew what he was wearing for. It's like wearing a dress one time and then returning it to the store.
Is JPJ frozen again? He might be be frozen. I'm just gonna leave him on the screen. What did you think last night, Lawrence, while we have you, and since JPJ, while he figures out his internet connection issues, what did you think about Danielson basically going full heel and saying, yep, I'm here with the BCC, I am game?
That's the thing. Like, he has been literally, it's the guy that, like, for months, I'm a straight up heel. Guys, I'm a heel. I'm coming out the heel tunnel. It just sort of like, he was facing MJF, who is a bigger heel. But, like, saying you're going to kick somebody's fucking head in is not traditional babyface behavior.
But it is when you're facing an MJF, right? Yeah. You believe, like, we want you to do that. Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
He was not too subtle about the fact that he was the only member for months coming out of the heel tunnel. And everyone's like, yeah, he's listed as a heel. And this only makes it. I would have been surprised the other way around had he sided against the BCC. I felt this definitely makes sense. I'm like, I'm happy.
I thought they played it so perfect as it came out. Mox and Yuta and Claudio were like, "What are you doing? You're helping up, Omega there." And then he gets distracted by Yuta and he kicks his head off. And I was like, "Let's go." I thought Dynamite last night was well done. I thought it was a solid episode. I enjoyed most of it. So I was going to segue the Dynamite talk into the CM Punk talk, because I love myself some CM Punk. He's been making the rounds this week again. I don't think AEW, I think they're on the right track with this part of their roster, and they still have some pieces out there that they could play with. I think you just let CM Punk just go and do his thing wherever else he would like. As sad as that sounds.
I was on the call this afternoon with Tony Khan.
No. How'd that go?
It was actually a lot of fun. There was one person who who mentioned CM Punk, but it was like a CM Punk adjacent question. Like, for a second, you're like, is somebody about to do it? Is that the thing where he's just going to, like, blow it off and say, like, I can't legally answer anything that's going on? But no, it's basically just, like, a question about, like, how he manages, like, how he learned to manage different controversies and how he thought, like how he has learned from the beginning, how things have changed from him having to deal with more and more controversies and stuff like that. And he gave a very long-winded answer, but like a very well thought out one too, I felt.
Well, because we also had Moxley come out on the oral sessions and basically say he's never been in a place that's had so much bullshit drama, as he quote unquote said. And I know he was probably taking shots at Punk indirectly there. So I was as I sit and I watch these programs ever since All Out or the Brawl Out or whatever you want to call it, and he had to pivot so hard after that first week. I think they've made really conscientious strides to improve the overall product on TV. And like, hey, like that 4 pillars thing, I don't think we get the 4 pillars segments if CM Punk is still on that roster, right? Like, I don't think, and it's because, again, if you have CM Punk on that roster, you're gonna do Jesus Christ. What now? Who is this? What? We're trying to have a show. You guys killed JPJ's internet.
Yeah.
You killed JPJ off. TY's on here. What do you want?
I was just looking for JPJ. I wasn't looking for you, nerd.
I know you're never looking for. What do you want, man?
I just wanted to show up on the Rad Show, as we typically do every single
This is not the Rad Show. It's Between Two Beards.
This is clearly turning into the Rad Show. We needed our own extra show on top of Tales from the Undercard, which is amazingly successful on YouTube. Gets way more views than Between Two Beards. It's amazing. It's great stuff. I just want to remind every viewer out there that we are less than 24 hours away from the Rads, touching tips, shaking hips, always retaining our championships, and finally shutting Seven's lips, because let's face it, they have been running their mouths for way too long. And realistically, it's time to shut their mouths. Kick off little Mars, send TJ back to Winterpeg, and then maybe make some sense out of Jack Pryde's brain and meld the two personalities together to realize don't mess with the Rads.
I'm sorry.
I told your buddy TY, I think you guys are going to be singing a different tune after tomorrow night, and I expect an apology for all of this.
Oh, Pluggo, we don't sing.
When you lose. When you guys
I don't know if you
lose
realize.
tomorrow night.
When we lose, we're not
Yeah.
going to lose, pal. It's going to be great, because once we win and we come back here next week and the week after and the week after, and eventually Ben Omen gets his match against you, we get to rub this in your face for a very, very
I'm still
long
waiting on that
time.
contract. I don't.
Oh, there's
if you're
no
good, if
contract.
you're good at something, don't
It
do
was
it for
implied.
free.
It was implied.
Oh, it's an implied contract. My legal
Yeah.
counsel sitting next to me says
Oh,
we don't do implied
Oh, that's your legal
contract.
counsel. That's the guy that keeps trying to send Ben letters.
Yes,
I'm
that is the guy that sends Ben letters, but we can't get an address because he keeps them moving.
Well, I mean, he is a judge. He's a busy man. He has lots on his
Judge,
plate.
legally, we've got to. Even he puts it in quotations. He knows better.
Are you a bird lawyer for these guys or what?
Actually, we do have a staunch bird law division, which, let's be
Like,
clear,
yeah.
I would be careful
Violated.
we're
You
them.
speak swallow. You speak swallow.
Like, I just want to be clear, Pluggo, did you, stand in front of a mirror and say receding hairline 3 times and Rich King appeared? Because that's what I feel would happen right now. By the way, that burn brought to you by RK Athletics. Thank you, RK Athletics, for once again sponsoring Between Two Beards. Much better than any iteration that would be anything to do with the SADs.
Wow,
Truly
that was
a
wild.
mediocre group
Seriously, though,
who will get roundhouse.
Tomorrow
Really
night.
great.
tomorrow night.
What are you
So,
guys
anyway.
gonna do when you take the law? If you guys lose tomorrow night, this has been a lot of smack talk. You guys kidnapped
we're
the
not
wrong guy on your show. You don't even know who you're fighting.
Okay, that was a mistake, and honestly, we live up to that. I don't know how the video got out there. It wasn't supposed to go out. Thickness is a pretty cool guy. He hangs out with Mars way too much for us to really touch those tips. But
I like Reed a lot.
we might not have done that. But Mars has another thing coming tomorrow night when we beat the crap out of him. Shove one of those Mars bars right up each nostril, into each ear, into his mouth, every orifice we can, and stick a foot right up his ass.
It's
as
a
well.
family show, Rich.
Have you heard Spencer on the mic? I doubt that.
It's a
Anyways, you know what?
family show.
I-
You need to be careful
I
with
really
what
wanted
you're
to-
sticking in what orifices you're sticking them in.
I really wanted just to say hi to JPJ on here. I know he's a big Rats fan. We got his package that he sent to us to, give us his best wishes. But you know what? Actually, in all seriousness, this whole lead up, we've been showing up every week, and you know what? I've been trying to come up with the words to say this to you, Pluggo, personally, because this is
Don't
tough
do
for
it.
me to admit.
Don't
But
do it. Don't do it. Don't be that guy.
how do I say it?
You're better than this.
Lawrence, I'm not sure if you know what I'm going to say, but Pluggo, you mean
Oh! Jesus Christ. They do it every week. Lawrence! Get to the bottom of the shit, man. What the?
By the way, I know what JPJ's gift was. He just took a shit in a box. But they were so excited by it. It's so adorable. They get no gifts. It's their first fan mail. It's truly sad how excited they were, like a kid on Christmas.
Look.
And once again, that burn brought to you by RK Athletics. Thank you so much, RK Athletics. located out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
All seriousness, Rich is a fantastic personal trainer. He will get you in the best shape of your life and put you on a plan that'll get you where you need to be. But as I don't know what happened here, that he just thinks that it's okay to jump on my show and trash me. It's all Between Two Beards is a flagship program. JPJ and I have curated over 96 episodes of careful planning and detail. We have a legal team. We've got we got everything. We got departments for days. And somebody in IT is messing up giving this link out. And can't wait till I find out who. And JPJ said he is on the line with Spencer, trying to figure it out. And thank you for finishing up for me tonight, boys, because he's pulled a pluggo and his internet has crashed. He's in the process of moving, so of course he's having some issues. I get it. It's cool. As many times as we've in 96 episodes, there's at least like a dozen that we've started the show and I'm just not there. So I guess I could give him one. Before we wrap this up, we were going to dive deeper. No, it was the Rads. He's saying it was the Rads. It's not. Is he still able to push buttons? Why don't you just push buttons on the comments?
Yeah.
JPJ. What are you watching this week, Lawrence? What if I was going to say, Lawrence, give me the shows that I must watch for WrestleMania weekend, what must I watch?
Well, I'm going to be watching all the collective shows. I'm probably going to catch up in the morning with the Impact multiverse of matches. That card looks insane. But yeah, I've got the Fight Plus patch, which is great value for this weekend. You're getting a whole mess of shows. I would say Effie's Big Gay Brunch and For the Culture. Yep. Bloodsport just aired. That Speedball's match with Kota Ibushi was super cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that probably when I get off of here because I have the Fight Plus app. We were talking to Ella about it a little bit. We didn't dive too deep because it was more Mania talk. But yeah, I said the same thing. I said I probably won't be able to catch all these shows live like I would like to, just based on life, liberty, and the pursuit of 40-hour work weeks. But I definitely am going to be catching up. Yeah, Speedball versus Vikingo is. It's got that's gonna rule. Oh my god, Speedball, just insanity. His poor knees. I wish I could just have a conversation with him and be like, first of all, Speedball, you have the most beautiful drop kick I've ever seen, and two, how do your knees take all of this abuse?
So I was with him at Friday Night Speedball of 2 weeks ago, and he further sell that because he was doing a match where he had to spend the entire night blindfolded, and to further sell he was blindfolded, he was off camera, by the way. He just decided to fully kick a chair that he was still stumped, full speed, just back into a chair. It wasn't even on camera. It was just Foley work. It was just to make sound effects. It was this dude does not give a shit about his knees. Then a couple weeks later, I watched him do a shooting double knees onto straight plywood because he tore apart the ring at GCW, leaving just the wood, and went for this double knees and missed and into the straight wood.
Speedball is a man of the people. He helps the ring crews out when he can. That match absolutely ruled. Yeah, that's right, Lord. And you took a stunner, which I think was Rads related. Speedball, I don't think I'm Team Canada now. You let Speedball know I'm on his side. You put in a good word for old Pluggo and JPJ here. But yeah, these Rads are running wild. JPJ's in the comments saying Supercard of Honor tomorrow. That does look incredible. I'm hoping Eddie Kingston gets his moment.
Yeah.
Gets that win against Claudio. I just would love that for him.
The Reach for the Sky ladder match.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome. And
didn't Tony Khan today say he's retiring the old ROH titles and going to bring out new ones for the show?
He mentioned that before, and he also said, sadly, it's not happening, but he did say that Will Ospreay was going to be a surprise on the show. He was meant to be on the show, but sadly got injured.
And weren't we supposed to get Ospreay Bailey as well? So there's a few matches that we're going to miss out. Hopefully, Ospreay's speedy recovery, we can get him to come around and do some of these matches or make up some of this stuff because he would have that would be a that would just make this weekend even better.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But
he also started and ended the press conference by saying that he has a big announcement on Wednesday. I think at least partially pertaining to ROH. I think because he's going to be making it on Dynamite this week.
Well, we are running close on time, so I'm going to try to do my best. Now, normally, for those that are still in the chat that know us, know that this is usually a spot destined for Spencer on the Thursday night before LPW shows, but they've got a show going on right now with the Clandestine Society. They're doing like a little crossover thing, so he's busy. And since we had Ella, we were packed, and then, of course, all this crap at the end. So why don't we do our best between you and I to promote all the cards. I got the card here. I'm going to put it on the screen. We'll do our Excalibur. I don't know if we're going to get it or not, but LPW tomorrow night on this same Twitch channel at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be in the chat hanging out, watching some of these matches. Ride or Die versus Paralira. That's going to rule. Our girl TFA, Stephen Crow, going to kill it against Barack Karate. Shabazz Shabar. I don't want to butcher his name too bad. The Thickness Reed Matthews takes on the longest name in wrestling, Michael Richard Allen Clark. That'll be a fun match. I love the Thickness. He's got that good beard and he's thick like me. I love it. Then we have the Scramble match featuring Michael Richard Blaze, Sean Moore, Rose, Elliot Tyler, and Phil Deadly. Sorry. And then the Rads, I guess. They're going to take on 7, and they're going to lose to 7. They got the Rads versus 7. That's going to be a good match all around. And then the LPW Championship match is going to kick off the night. Son of Irish versus Artemis Spencer. I'm happy for Son. He just had a birthday, and he's the champ. And then Zoe Sager versus Nicole Matthews for the LPW Grand Champion, as seen on AEW programming. And then there's that beautiful, handsome man, Thaddeus Archer III right there. Gotta love it. Tomorrow night, Rec Room, Alberta, Canada. I'm getting better at this. I'm becoming more of a professional as we go along. I'm starting to learn how to be a professional, in this realm. I'm still shook. The Rads ruined everything. We've had an incredible night. We're at the 2-hour mark. Lawrence, unless you want to chat about whatever, we might just get out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll just chat off air about all sorts of fun stuff. But yes, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So Lawrence, lawyer extraordinaire, tell all the friends where they can find you, and then I'll go through all our plugs and we'll get out of here and call it a day.
Yeah, you can find me at CartSanDG on Instagram and Twitter. I'll probably be on the night 1 post show if we're doing it this weekend, and brunch. And I might pop on a specials. I might live stream one of the do a watch along for one of the collective shows coming up.
That'll be fun. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get on something too. I'm not sure what yet. I got to figure out the work schedule, but for the show, for JPJ, follow him at JPJ Loves Gaming. Follow him on Twitch at JPJ Loves Gaming. Hopefully the Rads will release his internet password or whatever the hell they did so he could tell you himself, but he couldn't, so I'll do that. Just follow him at JPJ Loves Gaming on all of the social media platforms. You follow me at Pluggo_ on Twitter, and then at Pluggo on all the other Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that fun stuff. Just look for this face with this hat on actually in the picture, and then at B2Beards on all social media platforms to stay up to date on what we've got going on show wise. Like I said, tomorrow night we've got LPW 13. Still don't want to grow up. That show's going to be great. I cannot wait for the Rads to give me an apology next week on this show, or I ain't fighting Ben Omen. I need an apology when you guys take the loss. I'm so confident they're going to take the loss. But until next time, friends, as always, for Lawrence, for JPJ, for Ella J, for Rich King and T.Y. Jackson, we love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace. Wow.
Look at yourself now, and your